Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily Thursday Thoughts. It's Des here, checking in for this week's live question and answers episode. Looking forward to getting stuck in what you've been asking me this week, but also getting back on with a regular DOdaily. You might notice I'm a little red-faced. Just got back from a run. Got further plans this evening. Another Thursday night out in the build-up to Christmas. So really looking forward to that, but making sure I get everything I want to do in, including the running, day 22 of the streak up until Christmas Day. Just 3 more. Looking forward to completing that. I don't think I'm going to give up now. The last couple of days have been really, really tough. And of course, getting on to do the video. Whilst I've got all these exciting plans, these are important to me to get on and do. So looking forward, like I say, to another Thursday night episode. If you want to get in touch throughout, please drop a comment. Please do hit that like button now. I'd really, really appreciate that. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. All the social media links are scrolling across the bottom. So if you've got any questions for next week, anything you'd like to ask me, whether you'd even like to come on, anything, any pressing issues, whilst some of the questions, looking at them, they're quite light-hearted tonight. Some around targets, Christmas, the usual stuff. But anything you want to talk about on a more serious note, we tend to do that from time to time. Of course, throughout the week, I'll let you know how I'm feeling. And then we sort of wind down towards the weekend by reflecting even more on a Friday morning. We'll wake up to walk. Looking forward to getting up for the last one before Christmas. Christmas actually falls on a non-working days, and of course I do daily Monday to Friday, so looking forward to having it off this year. I don't have a day off regardless of whatever the weekday falls on. So looking forward to actually having it off this year. Perhaps get a part one vlog in, so I can put that out next week. And as next week goes on, looking to do a few slightly different things on DOdaily. Perhaps a bit of reflection on the year, let you know what my favourite things were. Of course, it's been an absolutely massive year for me. I won't give too much away, but if you've been watching it for a while, you'll know anyway. You'll know some of the things I've done, and I talk about them quite regularly, and they've put a smile on my face. So something to look forward to for next week, perhaps Thursday, perhaps at another point. But looking to get plenty of content out over Christmas and really sort of make the most of what I'm doing, but still do this throughout and keep myself in check. And that's what DOdaily is all about, isn't it? It's just my daily vlog, trying to be honest, realistic and relatable about what I'm thinking, the way I'm feeling. The things that upset me, the things that don't, the things that I can brush off, and or the things I can sort of come to terms with very quickly and move forward. And all I'm trying to do is help others who might be looking in, perhaps inspire them to follow the lead, or just take bits of advice here and there, just to sort of show that we can always find a way to get ourselves through a little slump. And that's what it's about in the week. Like I say, Thursdays is a chance for you to get involved, a chance for interaction, and just to sort of check in with how I am, and I always start on a Thursday by letting you know how I am. I've mentioned the run there and the streak, and that's going brilliantly well. I've been talking about it a lot recently because it's important. It's really put me back into a good frame of mind. I'm really, really busy right now. I feel absolutely snowed under in many ways, but I don't, because I'm feeling good. I'm still getting my activity in. I'm getting this chance to process my thoughts. I've not long started a new job. It's really, really busy. That comes with the responsibility. I'm not complaining. It's just one of those things. And there's been lots of nice things as well. I've mentioned for the last 3 Thursdays now, we've myself and Kay have actually been going out, Christmas parties for the last 2 weeks. And tonight we're having a night together just to almost celebrate a nice year. Probably the best year in my life. I'm sure it might be the best year in hers either. But just to sort of celebrate the fact that we can do that, the new job recently and all the good things that have happened in 2022. It's not something we do a lot, put too much time into going out together. So it's nice when we get this opportunity to do that. I have a little mini break over Christmas from all the commitments in the running group. So it's the time of year where we can really sort of get together and do that. And of course, over Christmas, looking forward to having plenty of family around. I'm sure lots of people are. Please let us know what you're looking forward to over Christmas. I have actually set that. I'm going to sort of slightly change things. It's actually been set as the throwback question, but if you want to get involved in the live episode and drop your comments, I'd love to read some of those out. Like I say, there might be something slightly different next Thursday. So if you want to get involved from the outset, what are you looking forward to most over the Christmas period? I can't wait till tomorrow evening to just start winding off. Myself and Kay, again, on Christmas Eve, we've got some nice plans to look forward to, a bit of time together before family coming over, as I mentioned. And then it's all about the sport, the football, the nice activities you tend to do if you get between Christmas and New Year off. Of course, spare a thought for those working. There'll be lots of people doing that. But however you spend it, really hope you have a great one. And I'm really looking forward to it. So just pleased to be going into it in the right frame of mind. It's not been all plain sailing this year, for as much as I rave on about it and as much as I'm talking about it right now. But I'm going into it in a good way. And like I say, on a Thursday, I like to sort of start by that. The endorphins are kicking in. We're going out for a nice meal, so it's going to be a good one, I think. And I'm looking forward to getting up in the morning, like I say. Kay says there, thankfully, easily the best year, of course. So getting into those questions, of course, that's what Thursday's all about. If you've got any comments to make on the back of any of these, it'd be absolutely brilliant to hear from you. Just drop it down below. It's all light-hearted stuff. Anybody who might be watching for the first time might wonder what the hell I'm doing. But it's just a bit of an alternative to what I do in the week, where I might touch on mental health or encourage some activity. Of course, I've been talking a lot already about my running, and I walk on Friday and do lots of other things to try and stay on top of things. Next year is going to be a big year. So in terms of the running, there's a little bit of focus around that, but it's more about what keeps us all ticking, what keeps us in check, and what makes us happy. For me, it is the running. It's self-development these days. It's talking about it. It's trying to process it. It's getting out my comfort zone, and then, of course, as I've mentioned a few times, and it keeps creeping in, the football side of things. I know a lot of people that follow the channel are of a football persuasion because of work I do elsewhere on YouTube, involved in other channels. Just yesterday, I put out a mini football video. It's not something I do very much, but I just fancy doing something a little bit different. I'd not done my part one vlog for a few weeks, so whilst I was at football and time was against me and I was struggling to get my running even, it was really hard to get everything. So I took a few clips of the football match and just posted those. Got great response. It's not, like I say, it's not what this channel is all about, but I just thought I'd do something different and perhaps attract a few more subscribers. Make no bones about that. That's what it's about. It's about trying to build the channel. All year I've been getting out of my comfort zone, so when I can do something around football, it's just a little bit easier for me and a little bit easier to get something out. And that's what's really important. Of course, it's a daily vlog of the things that inspire me. So like I say, any questions you've got for future episodes, anything you want me to talk about, please get in touch on any of those social media links, comment on any video throughout the week. I'll pick them up, and email des@dorunning.org.uk. It'd be absolutely fantastic to hear from you. And if you are struggling a little bit, especially at this time of year, I touched on it last Thursday, definitely get in touch. It's not the time to be alone. I mentioned last week, check back on that, times when I've been alone, and not had many people around me. I've always had somebody around me, thankfully, always had my family. But then there's times where you don't feel like, even if you have got people around you, and it can get tough. So, just bear that in mind. I don't go too big on the mental health side. I'm not going to teach you to. I'm not going to preach it. I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs. It's just my take on it and the way I see it. The channel itself kind of motivated in the fact that I lost a friend of mine, to mental illness, and it's not nice. It's not the best experience, and it really hit home with me. So it's important for me, in this self-development journey of my own, to do this kind of thing. So getting into the questions, I spoke about the running a lot. Question, I'm not sure who this is from, but what's the next target once the streak is complete? Well, of course, completing that is important. I feel like I've had a good run tonight, actually. One of my quicker ones of late. Been really sort of finding ways, making myself accountable. I talk about that all the time on DOdaily, don't I? Finding ways to make it work for me. And whilst I was away, I did a little mini Christmas beer run. Just an excuse, really, to get 5K in and to do it in a different way. Well, after the football last night, I had to run back to the car and then run a few laps before coming back. So it's all just about fitting in, and that's part of this challenge. That's the tough side of it. Last 3 Thursdays, I've had to get out at some point and get it in, and now I'm kind of up against the clock again because we've got that table book. So it's tough, but like I said right at the start, starting to crack through it. My next target really is just to get stuck into my marathon training. I deferred my London place from October to when the London Marathon reverts back to its normal spot. That's important for me, and this is kind of why I've been doing the streak as well. I've not done as much running this year as I wanted, so I've just been churning out the 5Ks. I know I can do it, even when I'm not in the best position, when I'm not feeling as strong as I want to be. It's not always easy, but I know I can get one out. But the last few, even despite the fact I've been finding different ways and running late or early or it's felt tough, just starting to feel that bit stronger. So I'm hoping after a few days break, when the challenge is complete, when I've ticked it off, when I'm sat there with my Christmas dinner, and I feel like I've earned that in many ways. I'm looking forward to starting the new year and adding a lot more sort of accountabilities to the training. Start to build the mileage, look at my diet, not take so much alcohol in, not that I think I take too much in, but I do like a drink. That's all part of it. It's part of my habits and things. But again, when we're trying to look after ourselves, when we're trying to improve, when we've got targets, my ultimate target is to get a sub 4-hour marathon. That's not going to happen this year. Just be realistic. If it did, I'd be absolutely flabbergasted. But it's not gonna happen. It's a target longer term. But the target is just to get myself in a really good position, lose some weight. Again, I'll be honest, a couple of stone at least. Because I'm not running as fit and as well as I was. So really looking forward to that. Just pop a question up here, a comment up here. Look, hi Des, hope you're well. I hope you have a great Christmas. Hope you have a good Christmas Eve. And I've seen that calendar. It's absolutely fantastic. I've not received mine yet, but I've seen it. It's absolutely brilliant. So well done on that. Anyone that don't know, Eve's a Forest fan who's drew a load of pictures and sold it for charity. So it's absolutely amazing. But yeah, the running itself, it's just about chipping away at it, getting back into the real training, running through the winter tonight. The rain on my face, really enjoyed it. Actually had a shave as well, so feeling a bit fresh. Really enjoyed it. I always talk about running in the rain and when I can really get stuck into the winter training. I don't like it when it's as cold as it was last week, but when it sort of picks up and it's a bit cooler and the rain's coming in, is really, really the best time to train for me. I don't particularly like it in the summer, but I'm hoping to be fit enough when the weather warms up to be able to churn them out, get really stuck into my events again. It's something I've not done too many of in the last couple of years, and the few years before that I'd done a lot. I don't want to get too obsessed with them, to be honest. It's quite easy to do with running, and want to do the same events and want to better your time. But I want to do a few more. That's what's really important, do them well. And if I can create some training plans towards that, that's what I'm really looking forward to. So thanks for that question. Get this one ticked off, the 25 days. I know I've had to work on it, even if it might appear to be pretty straightforward for those of a running persuasion. Definitely not for those not of a running persuasion. It's a tough one to crack, but I'm definitely getting there and feeling good about it. Thanks for the question. If you've got any targets, any running targets, anything you're looking forward to in the new year, please post them in. That'd be absolutely brilliant. I'd love to hear from you. Again, it's not just about running, it's about whatever you might be doing. And this is the time of year we tend to use the date and the time and go in again. We go again. I always say we don't have to wait. We don't have to use it. People sometimes scoff about the new year and how people are gonna fail before they've even started. But that's just ridiculous, isn't it? We should be encouraging each other, being positive, enthusiastic. If somebody's trying, that's the start, isn't it? It's not always easy to just click into gear straight away. And again, 2022 has been a classic example of that for me. The years before that, I've been really determined, dug really deep, done everything I said I'm going to do, and it's just not been the case. But I'll keep going. I'll keep putting myself out there and giving it my best shot. So if you can do the same, we can all sort of thrive off whatever we can achieve. So if you've got anything to add, like I say, please drop us a comment. Question 2. Who would you like Forest to get in the cup draw? I've mentioned going to the football a couple of times already. Going to the football last night, I did that very, very short highlights reel from my view within the stadium. Really sort of enjoyed putting that together. Really enjoyed the fact that football is back for me to go and watch. I was lucky enough to be in Valencia last week. I was at Blackburn yesterday watching Forest win in the League Cup. And next week, just after Christmas, I'm going to Manchester United. The games we've been waiting for, the big games, looking forward to them one by one, all for slightly different reasons. Of course, Valencia was a friendly, but it was a trip away. Blackburn's a chance to progress in the cup. And as a team that's not done particularly well this season, we've just got to take every positive we can and try and build on that. The boys are starting to click, come together. Hopefully, we can avoid relegation. But again, going into that Man United game, one of the biggest of the season, one you look forward to, and it being straight after the World Cup break, where, of course, I've enjoyed the football, but I've just not been able to go. And I've got a different sort of community I mix with, people I enjoy spending time with, have a laugh with. Again, lots of content, lots of different stuff for me to do. It's absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, last night was fantastic. Again, another reason to put me in a good mood, despite all the busyness. Forest are now in the last 8. Last 8 of the League Cup. Another win, and we're in the last 4. A 2-legged semi-final. And again, that's massive progress from where we were, and massive progress from where we were last season. It's a chance to start sort of putting a stamp down, putting a mark down on the season. And this is why we all follow football. I follow football. People who follow sport or music, it's just to see success for the team or the people they like. So I'm getting a real buzz off that. In terms of who I'd like, looking at the teams left, I'll take anybody. I probably like Charlton at home. It's on paper. God forbid this might come back and bite me on the backside. I'd take Charlton at home with a chance to progress into a 2-legged semi-final because it gives us 2 more games of football. The one thing the Premier League does do, rather than the Championship, you get a few less games unless you have a good cup run. So good cup run's important, and the way Forest have used it in recent years, it's almost been a free hit to get back into form. Almost like what I do on DOdaily. A free hit for me to talk myself into being positive and enthusiastic. And that's what I hope they're doing as well. So, really enjoying that. I'd take Charlton at home, or, of course, one of the real big boys. I'd like it at home. I've been to all the grounds now in the Premier League and the top couple of leagues. So big nights at the City Ground, under the lights, it's a special place to be and really inspiring itself. Just dropping back to that last comment I made about Eve, thanks to as I'm starting exercising again properly in the new year, I've put on weight, which has made me stressed out, and I feel I don't want to eat too much. Well, of course, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just getting back to it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, because it's easy to get a bit too stressed out and not want to do anything, lose motivation. So just chip away, Eve. That's all I've done this month. That's all I'm trying to do is just chip away at what I'm doing and give it a real go. But getting back to the football side of things, just an enjoyable time again. Lots going off. Christmas is always a special time of year for it. As a football fan, it's when lots of families and people sort of get together for Christmas football celebrations amongst all the other celebrations. So really looking forward to whoever we get in the cup. If you are of a Forest persuasion, who would you like to get in the cup? I'd love you to drop a comment in there and let me know. Question 3, pretty straightforward. Yorkshire puddings on a Christmas dinner. I told you this can be random. Absolutely anything, whether it's light-hearted or whether it's serious. So I'll give you my honest answer. Absolutely, yes, Tim. I love Yorkshire puddings. I'd have them on any dinner, breakfast included. I think in Yorkshire they do, don't they? Somebody tell me if that's right or if it's a bit of a myth, but love Yorkshire puddings, not just with beef, with absolutely anything. So definitely on a Christmas dinner. I'll be disappointed if I've not got them on mine. Okay, just a little bit of a hint there. So yeah, looking forward to Christmas dinner especially. Do you have Yorkshire puddings on yours? Please drop us a comment. But that's a pretty straightforward one, isn't it? Not a Brussels sprouts fan, definitely not. Can't stand them, so I'll definitely have a few extra Yorkshire puddings instead. Probably should eat a little bit more veg. Probably should make it a bit of a target, but not going to because I don't want to just yet. Maybe when the health kick really kicks in and we see where we are from there. But no, again, if you've got anything to add to any of that, I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Quick fire episode today, just to sort of run through those questions. I started off by asking you right at the start, so whether you're still watching or whether you're watching after the live episode's finished, what are you looking forward to over the Christmas break? I'd really sort of love some feedback on that. Again, just a chance to get involved, a chance to support the channel, support me, what I'm doing, just to sort of drive some content, and give me things to talk about. That's all I'm looking for in that. There's no wrong answer, and it's always nice just to get mentioned here and there. So if you can sort of add anything to that, I'd really, really appreciate it. And of course, like I say, if you can support the channel by subscribing, amazing. If you can drop this episode, which side is it? I never know. Down here, I think somewhere, isn't it? If you can drop it a like, that would be amazing too. I'm just trying to do my best, in what I do. And like I say, I said it earlier in the week at some point. I'm just looking to develop the content, do some different things, move it forward, keep striving to improve myself. Part of all of this, whilst I look to encourage others, is to develop, and get more confident at talking openly and about my feelings and my thoughts and things like that. I don't think I have too much problem with that. I'd love to be able to articulate it a bit more, but that's just the way it is. I'll keep persevering. Been doing this now for over 2 years, getting on for 3 years. Well, not quite. 2 and 2/3. So it's something I love. It's something I do this time of year. I love it as much as ever. Getting to talk about all the things we do. It's absolutely amazing. Kay said definitely Yorkshire pudding. So thank God for that. We're getting them on my Christmas dinner. But yeah, absolutely anything you've got to add, please get involved. Please watch some of the videos throughout the week. Try to understand what I'm doing. I know it's not always the most straightforward. Trying to be as consistent as I can with it again. And in the new year, I've got some real big plans with it, some targets to start really taking it forward, working on it a bit more, spending a bit more time on it. It's been a busy year. It's been a busy period for the last couple of years, but I really want to sort of set some time so I can make sure the channel's just the edges are smoothed a little bit, even if it's not perfect. Just try and round it up a little bit and see where I can take it from there. As I mentioned, if you'd like to get involved in any way, shape or form, the social media links are scrolling across the bottom. If you want to contact me, if you have got a burning issue, and you want to keep it anonymous maybe, or you just want to chat. I've had lots of people get in touch with me this year. And on the final Thursday thoughts before Christmas, before this notoriously difficult time, if you're not feeling great, it's as important as ever. I've had so many people, perhaps one a week, email me, talk to me, tell me what's going on with them. And that's brilliant. It's something I wouldn't want to do in an ideal world. But of course, we all experience different feelings at times. And it's one of the biggest things I take away from this is that people feel if they sort of put time into the channel and they sort of hear me out a little bit, that they feel confident in the fact that they can talk to me and I can try and support them the best I can. And that's what it's all about on Do Daily. It's just about trying to support each other. So if you can get behind the channel, that'd be amazing. And I'll be back first thing in the morning, regardless of the meal, and perhaps 1 or 2 cheeky Christmas drinks tonight. I'll be up, wake up to walk. I'll be getting that in. It's dark out there at the moment. It's cold. It's difficult, but I'll be up definitely on the last day before my break, my time off for Christmas. It'll be important to attack it. Last working day, get all those jobs ticked off. Make sure my productivity's high. But I'll talk a lot more about that. The reasons I do it tomorrow. I'll get stuck in and be really sort of, hopefully, be on top form about more of what's to come over Christmas. So until then, guys, have a fantastic evening. One final reminder, give it a thumbs up. Do subscribe, keep watching, check out some of the others. Until tomorrow, just doing it.